Well, good afternoon, Longhaultanker, straight razor shaving with Longhaultanker, and today is Tuesday, the 29th of April, 2025, and I am North Little Rock, Arkansas, at the Love's Truck Stop here near Jacksonville. Jacksonville is a northern suburb of Little Rock and North Little Rock, and that's where my delivery will be tomorrow morning in Jacksonville, Arkansas at 0800 tomorrow morning. It's currently 15 minutes 15 minutes after 3 p.m. Central Time, and we're going to do a straight razor shave. Let's introduce the equipment real quick. And we got a nice, beautiful little, I've used this before on camera, Easy Aces. Easy Aces, it's a good example. It's American steel. It's a Genco, Bradford, Pennsylvania, made in the USA. On the back side, there. And if I remember correctly, this was honed up on a shaft and glass progression and finished on a with people in Arkansas on a surgical black, on a hard black. Anyway, you know who they are. You really don't need me to explain it, I don't think. I can't believe I forgot such a interesting thing. You know, who are those people? Oh, I forgot. Some-timers, old-timers. All right, the brush I'm using is a high mountain white. It's either a 26 or a 28 millimeter knot. I purchased this from Elite Razor, and this is supposed to be a Hawaiian. It's an exotic Hawaiian wood, and it's a little bit aging, and some of the high gloss finish has peeled off right down to the natural wood, and so I suppose if I were to put another coat on there, it would be just sparkling beautiful. And it's not too bad without the sparkle. Beautiful colors in there. Put it back in the water. And the soap that we're using today is Sterling Soap Company's Agar. I'm sure this is a knockoff of something, and so you can look at their website and look this up and see what this is a knockoff of. All right, let's lather up. So I've got doctor's appointments on Thursday and Friday, and requested the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd off from work, which includes a Saturday there on the 3rd for some rest. That I want, and so I was getting pretty tired with the 2 long runs in a row with just a 34-hour restart in between with no extra days off. That makes for a very short, and I will even say aggravating time off. So the shower had plenty of good hot water, but it had no soap. And the sink has plenty of soap, but no hot water. So I had to improvise and adapt and overcome. Which I did. I used the garbage can. I rinsed it out in the shower and used the garbage can to carry some water back into the sink. I don't know. Let's see if I get any infections off of this. Well, that's what the alum block is for, right? I'm sure the old pioneers and Westerners of generations gone by had far worse conditions. And so I will reasonably take my chances without much concern of infection. So this morning's alarm went off at 0300. Yeah, you heard that right. All you lazy bones that like to lay in bed and think you got life easy. And our company has arrangements with this particular shipper at the 4 o'clock hour in the morning, 0400 to 0500, we have exclusive right to their loading rack. That is to say, they will load us to the exclusion of all other trucking companies, because I guess we pay some kind of premium for that, I don't know. Exactly. But I got over there. There was nobody else over there when I got there this morning, precisely at 4 o'clock. I got up at 3. I left the trucks. The trailer was at a washout. And so I got to the yard yesterday at about 12:30, 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and got the truck all ready and bobtailed. That's a tractor without a trailer, bobtail. And went to the washout and got my trailer and drove to the nearest Love's truck stop to the loading point, the loading facility, and it was about 10 miles away, and spent the night there. And then got up at 3 o'clock, went and got loaded, and surprisingly, this is the 3rd or 4th time I'd been over there, and they got me loaded and out the gate by 5:15. So I could not have been happier with their performance. All right, let's see how this does. I think, yeah. Oh yeah, this is just doing wonderfully. Dan's Whetstones, there it is. I knew it would come in a minute, or 5 or 6. So they got me out of there at a little after, and of course I was dressed in my fire-resistant suit, and went to a Love's truck stop on the north side of Houston in Cleveland, Texas. Got changed into my driving clothes. and shoes. Got out of the hard steel-toed boots and got into some comfortable, easy driving clothes, as I call them. Something I've been doing, and I've not explained myself of late but I'm using a lot less pressure on my strokes. I don't know if you can see it, I don't know if you can tell it. And with a good sharp edge, you don't need much pressure, and they'll just pop right off. And a lower angle. Those are the two things that I'm concentrating most on these days is less pressure and a flatter or lower angle on the edge. I didn't say it before, but this razor, this Genco Easy Aces, is a pretty narrow or thin grind. Maybe not as much so as a Hofritz, the German razor, but this is a very, very nice razor. Oh, very nice. Very nice. So the trip up here was 7.5 to 8 hours long. Got underway. Once I stopped to change my clothes and got underway again, it was pushing, oh goodness, from, let's just call it 5:30, got up there about 6. So by the time I got away from there, it was pushing 6:30, 7 o'clock. And I remember seeing the sun on the horizon, just come peeking up over the horizon. So that would have been close to 6:45, 7 o'clock. Old Dan's whetstones. I can't believe I forgot that. I've got 3 of them, and I got 3 8x3s, and I've got 2 4x2s, and I should remember how many stones I've got. When I bring the razor down like that, I can just feel them pop right off of the edge. It feels so good in my hand. So I'll get delivered by 8 o'clock, or at 8 o'clock, and be out of there probably, if it goes as I hope it does. Who knows? Who knows? But the paperwork says I'm supposed to be there at 8 o'clock. I don't know if that is an exclusive appointment or if that is just kind of an open delivery time that anybody can go in around that same time. And what ends up happening then is that you get in line and have to wait. And that could be hours. I had a fellow write to me within the last couple of days and compliment me on my collection of razors that I use on video, and about 60, 70 different razors that I have for that purpose. And so I thank you for the compliment. Well, that's coming together nicely. I hope I can get the video put together and uploaded. The internet connection this afternoon, sitting out the truck when I first got here trying to do some things, and very poor internet signal and connection. I got some nice, thick, creamy lather going on here and enjoying it very much. The scent is terrific. The Agar from Sterling. And so if you've been watching me for a while, I say thank you. My usual group, Bill M. and Martin Test Shaves, and Greg Gallant, Sean Stapelfeld. Always enjoy watching your videos. I'm a little bit behind, I must confess. Also, if you've watched me for any length of time here recently, since the first of the year, you know I haven't been feeling too very well, and I still don't much, but trying to make the best of it. That's part of what these upcoming doctor's appointments are for. One of them specifically for the kidney stones. Boy, I had a run-in that last clinic that I went to. Boy, they just said, well, we've talked to the doctor and he wants to proceed to surgery immediately. Well, I hadn't even met the guy yet. And why didn't I meet him in the first interview? I don't know. Well, I had that emergency call back on March the 5th, where the ambulance came out to the truck stop and actually had to cart me away to a hospital emergency room, only to find out that it was kidney stones. Now, I don't know too much about kidney stones, but apparently they had the emergency room said with their CT scan told me that they were 5 millimeters. I get to this other clinic that wanted to proceed to surgery immediately, told me I had 2 groups of kidney stones, one in each the left and the right kidney, and they wanted to proceed to surgery immediately. And I said, hold on there, Bucky. I said, they've apparently been there for some length of time already. And quite frankly, I want to know what would happen if we did nothing. They haven't heard since that March 5th episode. I've had no pain. Now, I will say I've been on some pain medication. I had a tooth extracted about 2 weeks ago. And I've been on some heavy dose ibuprofen to help with the healing process, or I should say, the pain process. But I'm done with that. I have now ceased taking any pain medication for anything, whether it was kidney stones, and even that, it was only Aleve, which is dual-acting ibuprofen and Tylenol. So that's all good. No pain medication. So I'll ask again, what is the harm in doing nothing? Is there a life-threatening condition that might arise? How long does it take for a kidney stone to grow to 5 or 6 millimeters? They say that anything over 5 millimeters, you don't wait to pass it. It has to be taken out by surgery. And so there are a lot of questions connected to this. And if they all bear out, and I trust the guy, the doctor, who's telling me, then we'll go to surgery. And I've watched a few of the YouTube videos. On kidney stone surgery, and there's no word about how it is invasive. They do put you under general anesthetic. And the recovery period. Is this outpatient surgery that can be done in 3 or 4 hours? I don't know. Is this the kind of thing that the next day I can climb back into the cab of my truck and go bouncing all over the country on our nation's highways? I don't know. So I still have a bunch of unanswered questions that the previous doctor's office that I went to did not answer, I didn't think to ask them, they didn't think to tell me. So I got plenty of good time this afternoon and this evening, to get caught up on my rest from having got up so early this morning. My current position, I'm sitting about 10 miles from my delivery point. And that should go easily. I don't know what the traffic's going to be like, but we shall see. feels real good. Nice and smooth. Nice and smooth. All right. That's it for the face shave. I will use it for the Easy Aces for the head shave. And it's been several days since I've had I was going to bring my clippers in with me and have a haircut today, and I thought, no, I'm going to be home late tomorrow afternoon, and in order to get ready for my Thursday doctor's appointment. I'll shave on Thursday morning. I may or may not record, I don't know. And we'll see how the rest of the weekend unfolds. I just can't say at this time. So I took about half of the lather out of the brush and put it down into the sink to melt. But there's still plenty, as you can see, on the brush. And I could probably whip that up into something. Now I put that soap down in the sink, as I said, to melt, which, that'd be the ordinary thing to do anyway, but I want to get it melted into the water, so when I go for my final rinse, all that will be melted into the water. I don't have to have clean, fresh, out of the tap water to rinse my final rinse. In fact, sometimes that stuff, the lanolin and whatever else is in the soap, it's good for your skin. Well, that feels nice. and with longer hair that I haven't had a haircut, I can see my lines better. I put the rest of my brush down in the water, let it soak. I understand that the Genco razor brand, I don't know how long ago, I should imagine some time ago, quite some time ago, was acquired by the Case Knife company as a part of their group. I don't know. I do not believe that they're still manufacturing. I think that's it for the face shave, for the head shave, for the back of the neck shave. I think we're done almost. Let's do a rinse and the alum block. That's not the alum block that's burning my eyes, it's from the soap in the water. Be careful what you wish for. Oh, that's just lovely. That's it. Thank you for staying with me this long, and I will see you down the road.